friends and welcome to my channel Easy Learning with Professor Reshma. This video we are going to learn about the parts of the plants. So this is a very important topic in botany because plant is an organism that is very useful to us, and it is very important for us to understand what is its structure, what are the parts and what are the functions of each and every part of the plant. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the plant is divided into two parts. There is this root system and the shoot system. The root system is present below the soil and the shoot system is present above the soil. So we will look into the details. What are these two systems? So let's start with the root system. The root system, as I said, is present below the soil and it grows downwards in search of water. So the roots, they grow longer and longer in search of water. And there are two types of roots depending on the type of the plant. So that is the taproot and a fibrous root. So further in this video, we will discuss in details what is the structure and what are the different characteristics of a taproot and a fibrous root. Let's come to the functions of the roots. So what is the function? The main function of the root is to anchor the plant in the soil. Anchoring means is to hold the plant firmly inside the soil. If the plant is not held firmly, it will fall. So the main function of the root is to hold the plant or anchor the plant into the soil. Second is to hold the soil and prevent soil erosion. So when the roots are holding onto the soil, that time that is also giving a grip to the plant, also not letting the soil particles move away, thus preventing soil erosion. And then the next and the actual reason why the root is present, because it is searching for water, right? So it is to absorb the water and the minerals from the soil. Now some roots are also there which store food, like the extra food that is prepared by the plant, that is also stored in the roots. Further we will see what are those types of plants and what are those vegetables. Now coming to the first type of root, that is the taproot system. Now taproot means there is a long primary root and there are small secondary roots coming out from the central primary root. So this is mostly seen in trees and in shrubs. Now trees, they being tall, and shrubs also, they grow up to a height, almost our height. So these need to be strongly held inside the soil. So if the roots are not strong, they will not be held, or a sudden wind and the tree can fall. So tap roots are mostly seen in trees and shrubs, and this gives them more strength, more support. So it gives a stronger support to the plant. Also, because the tree is very tall, there are a lot of branches, lot of leaves, more need of nutrients and water. Therefore, these tap roots, they are capable of growing deep inside the soil. And when they go deep inside the soil, they can get more of water. And the plants with tap roots, they have leaves with reticulate venation. Now, if you observe a tree and you see that there is a tap root, and then you observe the leaf of that tree, you will find out that they have reticulate venation. Now, what is reticulate venation? That we will see further in the next part. Okay, but in a small summary, the reticulate venation means the design that is seen on the blade of the leaf. Now they start with the primary root just below the stem. So if this is the stem, they will start with the primary root and then they branch out like how you have the branches of the tree. Same way they branch out and they give you secondary roots, which further branches out to give you tertiary roots, and at the ends they have rootlets. So the tiny hairs that are present at the end of the roots, that is called as rootlets. Now Plants like carrot, radish store food in their roots. So the carrot that you eat is actually you are eating the root. The next type is fibrous roots. Now fibrous roots is mostly found in small plants and herbs. Not 100% but mostly found in small plants and herbs. So these root hairs just start just below the stem. So you have all these root hairs that are present just below the stem. And so because they are thin hair, they cannot penetrate deep into the soil. Just imagine if you take your fingers, they are acting as tap roots. You can dig your fingers deep into the soil. But with the same thing, if you take your hair and you try to dig into the soil, is it possible? Will it go deeper? No. It will just spread a little. Wherever the soil is loose, it will spread in that area only. So therefore, the plants with fibrous roots can easily be uprooted. They can easily be removed out from the soil. So the plants with fibrous roots, if you see the leaves, they have parallel venation. So the design of the veins is parallel. That means it is straight, not crisscross, not intercrossing among each other. Now which plants have fibrous roots? Like onion, grass, or these all have fibrous roots. Now let's see some examples of plants with the tap roots, like the picture. So here we have the carrot. So the carrot you can see is growing inside the soil. So any part that grows inside the soil is part of the root system. And this goes inside, and then you have this typical tap root. This tap root is like showing you, actually it's a real picture. So it has a primary root, the secondary root, tertiary roots, and the rootlets. Here we have an example of radish. Radish also is a root. Here we can see a tree that is having so much stem and then the roots, and which is spread all over, going in deep or long places in search of water. The next examples of plants with fibrous roots. So here the first example is grass. You can see that there is thin hair-like structures that are present below, and this is because grass the length of grass is very less, so it does not need a lot of water and nutrients. It does not need to go deep inside the soil. Next example of food that have fibrous roots, or that is your onion and garlic. So onion here and garlic here. And the next is coconut tree. Now I said mostly plants that are short plants like grasses, they have fibrous roots. But if you look over here, this is the coconut tree, and we all know coconut trees are very tall trees, but still they have fibrous roots. Okay, because coconut trees grow in the areas on sand and next to the beaches, correct? So there is a lot of supply of water. The trees do not need, the roots do not need to go deep into the sand to search for water, because there is water available towards closer to the surface. Now the next part that we are going to study is the part that we see above the ground, or that is called as the shoot system. So the part of the plant that is present above the soil is called as shoot system. And what does it contain? It contains the stem, the leaves, flowers, and fruits. So here there is a detailed structure with the labeling. So what is this labeling? These are all apical bud, axillary bud, branch, stem, leaves. So we just need to concentrate on the stem, leaves, flowers, and fruits. And how do they grow? They grow upwards in search of sunlight. So if there are two plants growing next to each other, one will grow taller. When this grows taller, it covers this other plant, so there is less sunlight falling. This one will grow taller. The same thing will happen. So these plants, they have a competition for getting more and more sunlight. Now what makes the plant grow taller? That's the stem. So the stem is giving the plant its height, its shape, and its size. So if the stem is broad, it will give a broader, fatter tree. If the stem is thin, it will give a thinner tree. The taller the stem, it is called as a tree. Shorter the stem, it is called as a shrub. Even more shorter the stem, it is called as a herb. So that we will see what are, you all know what are trees, herbs and shrubs. So the different types of plants have different stems. So now you can look over here, this tree, it has a rough stem, it has a dark brown stem, it has a rough stem. Whereas a small shrub, it has a woody stem. It has thin and woody stem. Whereas this bamboo is a grass. If you all know, students, bamboo is a grass. So this has a greenish stem. So what is the main function of the stem? The function of the stem is to conduct water and minerals from the roots to all the parts of the plant. So we have learned that roots, they absorb the water and minerals from the soil. That water and minerals has to go to each and every part of the plant and to the leaves where the food is being prepared. So this is like a pipeline, like how we have a water pipeline at our house. The same way the stem acts as a pipeline to transfer water and minerals. Now this stem also helps to keep the plant upright. So if the stem is hard like this, then it helps to keep the plant upright. Now also leaves, flowers and fruits, they attach to the branches of the stem. So we need a place for the leaves and the flowers and the fruits to attach, that is at the branches of the stem. And some plants also store their food in their stems. Okay, so this is the first part of my chapter, parts of the plants. If you have liked it, do share, subscribe to my channel and press the like button. See you in the next part.